So I just wanted to confirm, can you guys see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Let's get started then. So basically, welcome to July's town hall. It says June here, obviously a typo. But anyways, hopefully people are enjoying mangoes, and the heat season, is what it is in Lahore. It's a little hot here, but nothing to complain about. Hopefully I'll be in Pakistan in a few weeks and we'll get a chance to kind of hang out and see each other. So let's kind of jump in. We've got a pretty big agenda here, and we're going to get started here. So like always, we start with Declaration's flywheel, and we start with who we are and what we do, etc. For some of the newbies here, our goal is to please and amaze clients. Sometimes a lot of it gets lost, right? We have some personal issues we're dealing with, or we have some small issue here, small issue there, blah, blah, blah. But our focus is to please and amaze clients. And if we're not spending 90% of our time pleasing and amazing clients, then something is wrong, right? And so think about that in terms of that's our core true north, right? That's what we're focused on, is pleasing and amazing clients. And then we've got the people agenda, right? Traditionally known as HR, but let's call it people, right? Where how do we recruit great people? How do we train people? How do we develop people? And that's part of our agenda. And Sundus will introduce herself just in a bit. She is the new head of people. She's going to be working with Nadeem closely, both on the recruiting front. And we've got a great agenda for the rest of the year and into next year around training and development and recognition. And so you'll hear a lot more on the people front. And then basically from there, we want to market and acquire clients. So think about what I just said over here, right? When you please and amaze, 90% of your time should be spent here. But if you got free time and you don't have billable work, then it should be focused here. Sales and acquisition. So S1's doing some interesting work with a bunch of you all, what we're calling the crypto pod, right? We're trying to acquire more business. We're trying to do it through Upwork and other mechanisms, and we'll continue to do this. So people who are kind of new to all of this, the concept of a flywheel, it's just like a fan, like a panka, right? If you please clients, you basically hire great people, you train up great people, you market and acquire new business, our flywheel spins. And when our flywheel spins, it keeps going. And so the great news is that it's been spinning for a nice long time, and it's getting faster and faster. Homna was sharing some numbers with me around our revenue for the first 5 months of the year. We're in the process of closing June also. We've got an aggressive growth target of tripling our revenue this year. And so far, we're on target. And so that's a testament to you all. So a big, big thank you to all the hard work that you're doing. And then the question becomes, how do we grow from there, right? We talked about last month how, per person revenue should be approaching $2,000. And how do we get it to that? So over the next 3 months, 4 months, that's going to be our goal. And that actually leads me to the last point of the flywheel, right? Where we're going to measure and control our business. We're going to measure performance. We're going to measure collections. We're going to measure revenue. And that's how our business is basically run. And then, from a culture perspective, we talk about this a lot, and I pick different themes. And so the themes that I'm picking on today are challenging problems. I have this, flippant, bad joke that, if we wanted our life to be easy, right, we should just go live in an ashram. And it's like a half good joke, half bad joke, right? But the point is that the world we live, around change management and digital and tackling clients' problems, the inherent nature is not easy. And so if people are looking for easy, cushy jobs, they can become maybe a relationship manager at a bank, right? It's a relatively easy job, but I'm sure there's challenges there also, right? Even there, it's not, easy if you want to grow. And that's the other thing, right? That if you don't want to grow, then you know what? You don't need to take more challenging problems, and you're okay. And you can just kind of coast wherever you are. But if you're looking to grow and you're looking at, digital innovation, the inherent nature of it is that it requires there to be friction, there to be challenges. So problems are going to persist. And that's, what we kind of live for, right? To tackle problems. And then, moving on to people, diversity of ideas. We talk a lot about this within Declaration, and this is maybe more for the new people. we want to encourage people to come up with ideas, and they need to basically, share those ideas. We need to execute on those ideas. And the power of yes versus kind of denying people, a right to share ideas. And the other part over here is being nice. And I'm going to actually touch upon this because this is a theme that I've been thinking about a lot. So there's some slides on it in a bit. And growing responsibly, right? We have to grow and win in the marketplace. So think about the point earlier that if you have free time, right? If you're not billable 40 hours, what are you doing to help us grow? What are you doing to help us win more business? And that's a core part of, what we're going to be doing over the next, 3-6 months, and definitely for the next few years, right? And then be good and do good. You just, to be honest, sometimes I see discipline issues within Declaration, that people aren't disciplined. They're not, and I'm not saying everyone, I see this in pockets, that focus, the laser focus on growth, on execution, on adding value, right? So how do we continue to be disciplined, right? And the other day, a friend of mine was noting how the Indian cricket team has gotten really, really better at fielding, and they took a disciplined approach, right? They care about their mental health, their physical health. They practice, they train, right? They sleep well, and all of this makes them a high-performing team. Versus some of our players, as are a little chubby, right? So even if they made it to the team, okay, now's the time for those players to get disciplined and get focused. They had raw talent, raw skills, but raw talent and raw skills are only going to get you so far, because on the other side of the border in India, you have people that are raw talent, plus they have discipline. So look at the last 30 days, right? Look at what you guys have done in everyone individually. Think about what you did in the last 30 days. If you build 140 hours, 150 hours, amazing. If you didn't, what did you do? Where was the discipline? And we're all human. I'm not going to ask you to be disciplined all the time. But how do you then focus hey, this month I'm going to get better and I'm going to get better? And then the last theme I wanted to touch upon was sharing our success, right? That any employee who was with us in January was given stock options. And the goal is next January, everyone will be given stock options. So we share our success. We have literally invested every single dollar that we've made into the business. We've not taken a single dollar out. I haven't taken a salary. I've actually invested more money into the business because we're focused on growing. So we'll continue to give you great bonuses. We'll continue to give you options. We're making investments in startups. And all of that we're going to do together. And we're working with legal partners to figure out what the best way to structure all of that is. So it's just not my word, it's actually put into a document. And over the next 3 odd months, we're going to sort through all of that. All right, let me switch gears a bit and let me talk about being nice. Think about a time when someone wasn't nice to you over the last year, 2 years, 3 years. I want you to think about a moment, and it could be a declaration, right? It could be somewhere else. It doesn't matter. It could be personally. Think about a time when somebody wasn't nice to you. When you think about that moment, right? In that moment, what did it feel like? It felt crappy. Likely your day or maybe your week even was lost because somebody just wasn't nice and it ruined everything. It takes an emotional toll, right? It weighs on us. Now, I want you to think about another moment, right? Think about a time when someone was actually nice to you, encouraged you, complimented you. Think about that moment. How did that make you feel? That made you feel better, right? It made you feel like you'd be ready to conquer the world. So it's obviously abundantly clear, super crystal clear, right? Which one's better? I know I want to be treated nicely. That's it. So if I want to be treated nicely, so I have to flip it. I have to treat people nicely to expect to be treated nicely. So I'm sure you all in one moment of your time in your life, you must have not been nice to someone, right? Think about like sometimes how we Pakistanis treat our staff, right? It is unacceptable to be not nice. I don't honestly care what happens in the greater society in Pakistan. In the bubble that we've created in Declaration, one of our core principles is being nice and no excuses. And just because we're having a bad day doesn't mean that we're entitled to take it out on, our colleagues, right? Just give me 1 second. These are my notes here, and the screen just disappeared. Sorry, guys, just give me 1 minute here. There it is. Okay. So just because someone is having a bad day doesn't mean that you can take it out on someone. You can't take it out on your staff at home, but that's your personal life. I'm not going to interfere with that. But you definitely cannot take it out on people at work, right? If a project goes wrong, and we talk about this a lot, right? Failures happen. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. But treating someone badly is just not acceptable. If a project goes off track, it's okay. We'll give the client a refund, right? I'll eat the cost. We'll lose a client, right? But it's paramount that we be nice to each other. And here's my ask of you all, right? And I want to be very, very clear about this. If someone isn't nice to you, ask them politely. This isn't part of our culture. This isn't a behavior that's tolerated. And if that person continues to not be nice, all you have to do is take it up with Sundus or me. Sundus is the head of people, and she'll be introducing herself in a bit. Just let us know. Don't let things go on. Because if someone is misbehaving once and twice and thrice, and you let it go on for weeks and months and 6 months, do you think that behavior is going to change? So this whole concept, and I think it's maybe particularly true for women, chalo yaar, seh lete hain. And you know what happens? In 6 months, you're going to be writing a resignation letter. And forget about the resignation, right? Just come to me, come to Sundus, and that behavior is not tolerated. So you have to be culture carriers. And you have to carry this culture because we're going to grow from 50 to 100, 150, right? So when those people come, you have to convey to them that this is a place where being nice is important. And so why is, being nice important? I mean, first and foremost, it's a human right that we want to just be treated nicely. It's not too much to ask. We live in, 2021. And then off of that, there's a lot of business benefits, right? And personal benefits. If people are nice and we create this environment where we have people that are nice to each other, people are going to flourish. When people are going to flourish, ideas are going to flourish. If ideas are going to flourish, then guess what? We're going to grow. And that's the most important thing, right? For me, is grow, grow, grow. Because if we grow, we're going to accomplish amazing things together. So here's my ask, right? I want you all to maybe make it a rule. Every day, can you compliment someone? And it doesn't matter who it is. It could be someone at home. It could be the guard at Collabs. It could be the receptionist at Collabs. It could be someone in Declaration. Every day, compliment someone. And be earnest about that, right? Make someone's day. If you make someone's day, guess what? They're going to go forward. Maybe someday someone will make your day. And it's all connected to the power of positivity, right? And there's an interesting saying by Henry Ford. Whether you believe you can or not, you are right. Sometimes we get stuck in the negativity, right? Oh my God, this happened or that happened and blah, blah, blah. But if you focus on the positives, right, that's where you can create stuff. So I can say, oh, you know what, this is not possible. And, like 10 years ago, somebody, could tell, I'm sure they told Elon Musk that, hey, you can't build an electronic car that is going to be faster than a, oil-based car. And he could have taken that negativity and he could have just stopped. But he said, no, you know what? I'm going to prove them wrong. So if you think about, the last 2-3 years and, the life that we've kind of lived at Declaration, we've had our ups and downs. It hasn't been smooth, but look at overall the trajectory, right? And that's what I focus on, that, hey, the positivity around that trajectory. And the same thing's going to happen like this in the next 5 years. Sure, there'll be ups and downs. There'll be issues, but I'm going to be focused on the positivity. And again, this theme that I've kind of built upon, which is, focus on growth. And then I wanted to touch upon another topic around metrics and shifting gears a bit. Submit your time, team. Humna shouldn't be chasing you. Our leaders shouldn't be chasing you. Just submit your time. There's no excuses around this, right? I'm asking you guys to do this because it makes sense. We have to run a business, right? How can I pilot this plane without a gauge and without gauges? So I need to know what's happened in the last month. Who's performing, who's not performing. And again, it's okay if your utilization is low. Who cares? We'll find more work, we'll get more work. But you have to submit your, time on time. And this last thing, this next thing, I guess, that I'll touch upon, HubStaff is not a snooping tool. HubStaff is a measurement tool. Look at your own reports on HubStaff. Look at what you did in the last month. Look at your own utilization. Look at your own productivity. And then measure it against, hey, what did you do? And it's a tool to self-reflect that, hey, I spent 20 hours browsing last week. Okay, so what? Okay, I'm going to make it better this week. I'm going to make it better next week. And only 2 people have access to this HubStaff tool. So don't worry about it, right? It's a measurement tool. And then here's the last thing, right? If you don't buy anything that I'm selling here, your compensation depends on it. In December, we'll run a report that, hey, for the last 12 months, who submitted their time on time? And people that submitted their time on time will get rewarded better than who didn't, because we're a performance-based culture. If you perform, you get rewarded. So performance is across multiple levels. Have you pleased clients? Have you grown clients? Have you sold more? Have you submitted your time on time? So I want you to hear it loud and clear. Your compensation depends on it. So if you don't care about anything else, do it because you're going to get a better raise, or you won't get a raise if you don't do it. All right, before I switch over to another topic around CoinBeam, I've asked Hasib and Emma to speak about it. What I wanted to do very quickly was I wanted to give Sundas an opportunity to introduce herself. But very quickly, I wanted to mention that we've hired Sundas to run basically the people side to things. So whether it's recruiting or training, eventually we'll have a proper evaluation system, performance management, right? There's so many things that we have to do on the people front, because without people and that people agenda, we're not going to grow. So Sundas, over to you, and maybe you can spend a minute or two introducing yourself.
Thank you, Salah. I hope everyone can hear me loud and clear.
Yep.
Dear guys, let me reintroduce myself. I'm Sundas Mushtaq. I have 9 years of experience. I have graduated from ComSet into the BBA, and I have also appeared into the master degree from Beacon House National University. I have few certifications in people and crowds management from Cornell University from SHRM. I started my career with educational setup. I enjoy my work as it involves and give me chance to meet and work with people. People are never constant. They are changed scenarios every day. So that's a big challenge, and that is, and there was, and I enjoyed this thing most about my job. There is a very famous saying that nothing surprised me anymore as I work in HR. So creating things, developing new areas, exploring new possibilities with people, that's what I do. I believe that people are important, very important or they are the key organizational strength. So if you want to judge the organization, judge it by the quality, the happiness, the level of commitment of the employees, the enthusiasm, the motivation. If they are happy, obviously the organization is very strong. It's a clear indication that the organization is very strong. And if they are not happy, employees feel constant creepiness, that's completely a red signal that the organizational culture is not a good fit. To win the marketplace, I believe that there should be a winning position for the employees first, because all the customers and all the stakeholders come later on. First, they are the employees. So I'm here to fulfill the wishes or whatever are the needs of the employees so that you guys can fulfill all the organizational needs and vision of the declaration. Thank you.
Hey, Sundar, thank you so much for introducing yourself. Big welcome to the team, and looking
So
really
much.
forward to you doing some amazing things on the people agenda, because without that, we're not going to be able to tackle all the growth. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So with that, what I wanted to do is I wanted to introduce, or not introduce, just share, get an update around the CoinBeam project. I know we talked about cryptocurrencies a month ago, how it's the future and the wealth is, digital wealth is the future. And we're doing some amazing things on the crypto front, specifically on the CoinBeam project. We have a full new team over the last 45, 60 days. And a lot of that credit goes to Hasib and Ahmed for building out that team and executing that agenda. And they're doing amazing things for a crypto wallet, right? So the way to think about it is I'm holding my phone in my hand. You can see the video. This is like, let's say, digital currency. Sorry, this is physical currency, which you can hold in your hand. Bitcoin is digital currency. It's on your wallet, on your phone. And so Hasib and Ahmed are doing amazing things on that front. I'm going to hand it over to them to kind of give us an update on CoinBeam. So over to you guys, and just let me know, and I'll move the slides.
Okay. Thank you, Salah. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So I'll just really briefly give a quick overview of where we're at with CoinBeam, but I'm hoping it would be a fun and entertaining overview. So next slide, please, Salah. So I think this is very true. I see a lot of people without Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies on this call. So I'm pretty sure, and a lot of you guys are scared just like this kid, because you don't know what crypto is all about. All you hear is just people making a lot of money in cryptocurrencies. But what you don't understand, either you fear about it or you just don't like it. So I'm hoping over time you guys would learn to understand crypto world and not fear or be afraid like this little kid, which by the way is from Sixth Sense movie. Next slide, Salah. So cryptocurrencies, I just want to mention like crypto world is pretty diverse. There are a lot of different things going on, but see, there's always a use case behind every cryptocurrency. For example, Bitcoin is considered as digital gold because it's a store of value. Just like a gold, you buy gold and over time it appreciates because people have demand for it. Sometimes it loses value, but that's the basic use case behind Bitcoin, that it's like digital gold. You store it and it will increase in value. Ripple XRP has a total different use case. It's basically a payment network to bypass all the banks. And that's a big and very important use case because everybody has have their nightmares from their transactions through the bank. So Ripple is basically introduced to bypass all that and introduce an alternative mechanism to send your transactions abroad or internationally, globally, anywhere. And then you have Dogcoin, which is basically a meme gone nuts. That's how I would describe it. There wasn't a particular strong use case behind it, but it has become so serious that people are investing billions in it. So you see, every cryptocurrency has to have a use case behind it, so you can understand what is its potential, where it's going to be used, and whether it's real or it's just another Ponzi scheme where people would just take your money and maybe run away with it. Some of them, there are like hundreds of coins right out there, and not all of them are going to be super hits. Salah always mentions that it's related to, it's another wave that we're trying to ride. And just like IPO wave that we had, not everything is going to be Google or Facebook in crypto world, right? There might be a few, and we're hoping we would be associated with one of them. Next slide, Salah. So phase one in CoinBeam. So CoinBeam it's a US-based client, and the phase one, we have different phases. In phase one, we're just focusing on building the mobile wallet for iOS and Android. So that would be like PayPal for cryptocurrency, but it's only going to be available on mobile for now. And we're going to have their WordPress website. It's not going to have a web app. That would come in the second phase. So right now, the team, our wonderful team, is focusing on delivering and coding the mobile wallet, and obviously the design. Design is a big element where you have banners, logo, and style guide, and Asma and Ahmed are working on that front as well. This is phase one. More phases to come where client has tons of ideas like web app, marketplace, exchange, just different mechanisms of use cases on daily basis, via SMS, via email, or there's tons of ideas that this client has who has a deep background in security and cryptocurrencies. Next slide, Salah.
Yeah, just very quickly, Hasib, before we go there, the whole point on the SMS, just to make it really, really simple for people to understand. So everyone basically gets SMS and WhatsApp, right? And you're sending messages. What if sending money was as easy as that? And so basically you can text people money, you can WhatsApp people money. And that's the idea that Hasib, Ahmed, and the team are working on. Sorry, Hasib, go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so the brand tagline behind CoinBeam is useful cryptocurrencies for everyone, everywhere, and all the time. So you can see he has put everything in there that it has to be useful and available for everyone, regardless of the age, because obviously there's most of the people in cryptocurrencies are very young. So he wants to make it available and useful for anyone across different countries globally and across different generations. That's the whole point of CoinBeam being and the use case behind it. It's a utility-based product. So and how to describe it? And the reason why it's going to be successful. Obviously, we all need divine help in being successful in anything we do, but inshallah, it has a very high probability of success because we have a capable team. We have a competent client who's very technical, who has invested a lot in crypto, who knows crypto, knows security, and he has a vision. And also, this is a new and exciting frontier where a lot of people are investing a lot of money, and it's a wave, right? Again, no guarantees that everybody is going to win, who's ever trying to ride this wave, but inshallah, we are trying our best to be one of those people who would be benefiting a lot from this crypto craze these days. Next slide. So, but obviously there are challenges. We can't say that everything is going to go straightforward or hunky-dory. Main challenges in crypto are obviously around hacking, cybersecurity. It's something everybody has to avoid, and just the losses against it are just too big. So that was one of the reasons that the client bought us laptops, and he has extensive security mechanism on those laptops, so he can monitor our work and make sure nothing goes outside those laptops. So security and scalability. Obviously, you want your product to be available even if there are 10,000 users or 100,000 users. So scalability, like anybody who has experience with Binance and Coinbase, whenever there's a high volume, things slow down. So that's one of the major challenges, technical challenges in this product. And obviously, last thing, there isn't a formal legal and regulatory framework around crypto world. So right now, basically, it's pretty much sort of not recorded. And people, governments, and a lot of big banks are against it. So that's one of probably the biggest challenge from making it, that's preventing it from making it mainstream and being accepted by everyone on this planet, is having a legal framework that would regulate this kind of products. And the momentum is irreversible. It's going to happen sooner or later, and they see it, but they're just not ready to maybe accept it, or they haven't figured it out how to make it legal across the board. Next slide, Salah. So lastly, in summary, I think, like I said, not everybody is on the crypto train. So I'll encourage you guys to get on it and pretty much be in the situation like this Indian train is in. So some people are on the train and some people are still thinking of coming on board. So it's going to be a very main focus of our company going forward. offering different kind of crypto services. So I encourage you all to get on the train, understand crypto, and ask questions. And if anybody from our team can help, we'll be happy to help you guys. Questions?
All right. I see. Big thank you. So hopefully, as people think about their questions, I'll just maybe spend 30 seconds on recognition. Wanted to recognize Shiroz, Salman from the BD team, and Ehtisham, also the 3 top performers year to date in terms of overall billability. Amazing work by these 3 folks to be like almost constantly billable and really add a crazy amount of value to the client. So big shout out to them. And then along the way, I know Hansla and Esfand have some amazing utilization. So wanted to recognize those 2 also. And this is, again, connected to all sharing our success as we measure what we do. This is all part of performance culture, and you're going to get rewarded accordingly towards the year end. So folks, let's open it up for questions and answers. I'm sure people have thoughts on their mind. Please go ahead and ask.
Assalamualaikum, Salah.
Hello. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you so much, Salah. Salah, I have a question related to some marketing tech.
Go for it.
Yeah, we are growing in numbers, we are growing in dollars, and also we have a good clients. But we are not working on our marketing side, like Decklaration, not working on marketing.
Yeah, you're 100% right. We've always had this vision of having a chief marketing officer and building out the marketing function. I think we're at a stage that we organically grew to about 50 people, right? Over the last couple of years, we were maybe 10 odd people. We grew to 50 people, and we run somewhat of a profitable business. We can increase the efficiency if people start billing at 2,000, right? We also, in parallel, are streamlining our business, right? We're digitizing it. So all the work that Fahad is doing, and I would encourage you all to go hound Fahad, because the sooner he can digitize our business, the sooner we can scale even faster. So, the weekly submission that you're doing, he's got a really cool form that he's built that will make the weekly submission easier. I'm asking him to even make it better, that all you have to do is log in with your declaration credentials and boom, you can just submit stuff. So we sort through, digitization, the people agenda that Sundis is going to take over, and we're going to also digitize that, right? We can then along the way think about marketing and how we can improve our marketing. And that's an area that, to be honest, is a weakness. At the time, I have no ways to defend it, but I think we need another 30 to 90 days to streamline our business operations, to understand where we are not being run optimally, and we focus on that and sales. And some of the people that are free, we get them to focus on sales. And as that sorts through, we'll definitely be looking to kind of create the chief marketing officer agenda. And if you have any recommendations or any referrals for people that are really good on the marketing side, definitely send them my way. Would definitely be interested in having those conversations. And if we find the right person, we can execute today. It's just we haven't had the space to do it at the time. That's the short answer.
Thank you, Salah. I will sure.
Yeah, everyone, please, if you know good marketing people that have built businesses, right, send them our way, right? And they can take over that agenda and help grow our business. Other questions or thoughts? And for some of the new people here, we really encourage people to ask questions. There's no, stupid question. There's no dumb question. People have things on their mind, right? And this is a great opportunity to ask me or anyone else for that matter. And also, keep in mind that you have a direct line to me, right? that if you're uncomfortable asking me in this setting, then feel free to drop me a note on Microsoft Teams. I know the last 3 or 4 weeks I've been in the process of moving, so I'm a little bit behind on messages, but I'm hoping to catch up. But please, reach out to me, or even WhatsApp call me, right? I take calls from people all the time. But one last opportunity. Any other questions or thoughts?
Hi, Sarah.
Hello. On, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. So, yeah, what my question is that when we can say that a company is successful, if they have maybe 100 or 200 employees, then we can say that. And basically, what's the goal of Declaration for the next 1 year or maybe 5 years?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good question. I think I think to life, there are complicated answers, right? And I look at things glass half full and glass half empty. Glass half full is we're a successful company. We've grown to 50 people. We're mostly cash flow positive, right? And so from that perspective, our model is validated. I think we've built a phenomenal culture. The whole concept of being nice, tolerating failure, encouraging people to take risks, growing our people. That's a culture that we built over 2 years, and we're not going to at all rest on those accomplishments. We're going to keep building and enhancing our culture. And so the glass half empty is what's other measurements of success? How can we grow to 100 people, 200 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, right? And that's where the flywheel keeps spinning. You obviously have a team because of CoinBeam, but others, right? How do we build teams under them? Shiroz is doing great work. Etisham is doing great work. Esvan's doing great work. How do we build teams under them? That's another measurement of success, right? How do we invest in startups that are successful, to the point that Aseeb made, that if CoinBeam is successful, then we're all going to be successful. So I think there are many different measurements of success. Another one that I think about a lot is, how do we give back? Many of us, if not all of us, are very fortunate to have the jobs that we have, to have the careers that we've had. We've had supporting people along the journey, parents, etc., who've enabled us. Think of the less unfortunate, the kid that is going to a poor school that doesn't know how to type. And over the last 5 years, some of the work that Ahmed and I did, ages ago, Hassan was engaged in some of those projects, and those projects continue, where some of the kids that I taught how to type 5 years ago are developing Python. And it's the same glass half full and half empty perspective on there, right? Glass half full is, we impacted 200 kids as part of my Khud initiative. Lovely, amazing. The glass half empty, can we do 1,000? Can we do 10,000? So it's relentless, right? And I think many of you know me, some of you, the new ones, don't. I'm relentless. I will accomplish the things that I want to accomplish, and I'm going to accomplish scaling. The question is, are we going to grow to 500 or 1,000 at Declaration? I don't know. Time will tell. We'll keep focused. When we give back, are we going to give back, and are we going to change the lives of 500 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, maybe more? And that's the journey that we're on. And in terms of goals for Declaration specifically, I'll give you one metric. We run a very transparent organization, so people know. Last year, our revenues were $225,000. This year, our revenue target is $750,000. So the goal is to triple the organization. And we're more or less there. On the back half of the year, between now and November, December, we have to continue to sell a bit more. And maybe at the Sham, that's what I have to think about, right? To your question on Chief Marketing Officer, why don't we bring that person on sooner if we want to meet these goals? But back to your question, we have to increase it to $750,000 this year. And next year is our target 1.5 million or 2 million or 3 million. How many successful startups will we build? And that's going to be part of the strategic planning work that we have to do collectively as a team, right? So I know a little bit of a nuanced, complicated answer, but hopefully that gives you color.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for explaining.
And team, by the way, look at what did, right? There was something on his mind. He asked the question, and it forced an answer from me. Now, all of you benefited from that answer. You have a vision of what I think my vision is for the next 2-3 years. So this is where asking questions is so important, right? Not only is your presence felt, but you get clarity on stuff that's on your mind. So you all have to ask questions. You have to relentlessly ask questions. With that, let me give one more opportunity. Any other questions on people's mind? No pressure.
So Salah, I have a question.
Yeah, go for it, Amna.
Yeah, so I guess just for everyone, I guess we all want to know, so we all know that Metigo is one of our biggest clients over here. So in terms of client work now, we know CoinBeam is also up there, but other than these two big clients, like what's the future in terms of client work? Are we expecting other big accounts like these?
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, right? So as an example, Rabia is doing some amazing work with one of our clients that we just onboarded called Alaika. And Alaika is becoming maybe half of the size of CoinBeam, right? Can Rabia grow that account? We have other accounts that are already in flight. So one of my good friends, Amjad Pervez, is a real estate agent, and we're doing a crypto report for him. How can we make him successful? If he's successful, he's going to give us more work. Maybe we can position him to talk to the CEO of his company, which is a big real estate company here in New York. And maybe they get into crypto because of what Amjad proposes to them. We are talking to other clients on crypto related activities. And so that's the whole amaze and value point, right? Right at the beginning where I shared in the flywheel, how do we amaze our clients? How do we add value? We have at least a roster of 20 clients, right? How are we constantly adding value to their lives? And why in God's name will they not give us more work? We're charging $15 an hour for our technology work, 20, 25, 30. It is an unbelievably attractive price. And if we're nice and we give them great updates, we give them great insights. So I'll give you an example, right? The work Arisha is doing for a similar crypto paper to the real estate one is that she's come up with this idea that pharmaceutical drugs, their supply chain has to be secure, so that you don't, when you go to, a pharmacy in Lahore, you know that it's not fake. That could easily be built on the blockchain. Phenomenal idea. How do we execute that? Maybe Rick is a buyer. Maybe another healthcare client is a buyer. And so if we relentlessly pursue great ideas and add value, growth will come, right? Look at how many clients we've onboarded in the last 2-3 months, and we're going to keep doing it. How many crypto clients can we onboard in the next 3 months? And that's part of the journey, Humna, especially with me kind of moving back to Pakistan, freeing up. I'm having some travel issues right now, but the minute I'm in Pakistan, I'm going to help you guys grow more and more. And I'm going to push you to grow more, right? So you can grow. You don't need me. Like, this shouldn't be about me. You guys can individually do things that can help you grow. Ahmed came up with an idea, said, hey, can I hire a business development person? Well, I said, sure, go hire a business development person. His idea was to basically build websites on Upwork. I said, okay, sure, but why wouldn't you go sell work on crypto? And on crypto, I would recommend. So I was like, and he took the initiative and he's going to go execute that. You all, like S1 is working on the crypto pod with a bunch of other people, right? How are you going to go build business? And that's part of the journey that we're on, Humna. All right, guys, I think it was a 45-minute meeting. I wanted to kind of keep it tight because I know you have a lot going on. But let me pause there. Just a phenomenal first 6 months of the year. A lot of more work needs to be done the next 6 months. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for listening in, and let's stay connected. If you guys need anything from me, please drop me a message on Teams. If it's urgent, call me on WhatsApp if I'm a little bit behind, and happy to talk to you offline. All right, thank you again, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sada.
Thank you, Laura.